They said I brought bad luck, but I was only 9. When I was 9 years old, my parents died in a terrible road accident, and from that moment, I became a luggage, pushed from hand to hand by every family member, until my uncle reluctantly agreed to take me to his house. Not because he cared, but because people begged him, and in their opinion, I would bring good luck for him. But from the moment I stepped into his house, his wife's eyes told me everything. I was not welcome here. His children pointed and giggled at my tattered clothes. I felt embarrassed. I just stood there with a small bag, not knowing the worst years of my life were about to begin. From the moment I stepped my foot into their house, I became the family's maid. While their children had fun, watched TV, watched cartoon, crossed their legs, eat whatever they liked, I was scrubbing floors like a maid. I wasn't allowed the luxury of watching TV. I fetched water and my back almost broke one day. They did not treat me with pity. My auntie also stopped cooking meals in the house. I became the family's cook. It was a lot for me to bear. Some nights I slept hungry. Some days I didn't even get leftover. I would wake up and cry. Every mistake I made was punished. Every broken plate, every forgotten chore. Then it got worse. By age 14, my uncle lost his job, and he decided that I was the reason why he lost his job. Because in his words, I brought bad luck. His wife was not helping matters either. She was constantly nagging him every day. My teacher in school noticed something off, and one day when my school uniform was tattered more than usual, she didn't wait. She didn't ask. She just made some necessary calls, and she enrolled me in a volunteer program at the orphanage that comes up every Friday. The next day, I left for school as usual, carrying the only small bag that I had. It was a Friday. I was already late for my volunteer program. I was so excited about this program because the people there resonate with me. There, I met an old man called Baba. After hearing my story, Baba did something. There and then, Baba offered to adopt me, and he took me to his very big house where there are other children living there. He treated me well and changed my life. He enrolled me in another school. My uncle did not even bother to look for me, and I was so happy that he didn't, because I am happy here. I went to school and I graduated. I became a medical doctor. I graduated with flying colors, while my niece and nephews were still staying on their phones all day, doing nothing as usual. Their mother is always begging them to do the house chores, but they don't listen. My uncle fell ill and he started calling me, begging me to admit him to my hospital. But each time he calls, I remember all he did to me and I get confused. I don't know whether to help him or not. When he had the chance to treat me well, he didn't. I am so confused. I don't know what to do. My uncle was seriously sick and he needed serious medical attention. I called him and I decided to do what is best as a doctor, because I took an oath and I don't want to go against it. So one day, after treating a patient in the theater, I brought in my uncle and I gave him the medical attention that he needed. And after some time, he started getting better, and I would usually go and visit them in their house. But then something happened. After some time, they started making very big demands of me, from repairing their house to buying them a car, which I did. But they were not satisfied. They wanted me to do everything I was doing for Baba for them. At a point, they started threatening Baba, asking him for whatever money I sent to him. I found out and I was very livid with them. They said they were sorry and I let it slide. They went to an herbalist to try to make me dumb, so I would always listen to their command. But it didn't work. Instead, God brought the most amazing woman into my life. I got married to my wife. However, we started looking for children. Days turned to weeks, weeks turned to months, months turned to years. My auntie tried to convince my wife that I was the problem, asking her to leave me so they can demand more. But God answered our prayers and we had our baby boy. It was the best gift from God to me. Baba was so happy at the birth of our son and he rejoiced genuinely with us. He was very happy. On the day of the naming ceremony, my wife told me all what my aunt had been saying. There and then I sent them out of my house. I learned my lesson the hard way. Not everybody related to you by blood loves you enough to want the best for you. My uncle and auntie later ended up in the street and I don't care.